Right, 11 August 2024. And today I'm going to be giving you my evening update, a very quick update. And today I am extremely disappointed at the turn of events, especially with the international community, especially the German Embassy in Gaborone, Botswana. So I'm going to show you a statement that has been released in the past few hours. And this is to do with the sponsorship of Mnangagwa lecture. So Mnangagwa is going to be delivering a lecture, and this lecture is going to be at the University of Zimbabwe here. So that is the lecture that is going to be at the University of Zimbabwe, a 2024 SADC public lecture, Building Research Capacity and Innovation Ecosystems for a Sustainable Industrialized SADC Economy. And it is very sad for me to note that this is sponsored by the German Embassy in Botswana, in Gaborone. So they say here, get ready for the 2024 SADC public lecture happening on 15 August 2024 in Harare, Zimbabwe. This year's theme, Building Research Capacity and Innovation Systems for a Sustainable Industrialized SADC Economy, focuses on shaping the future of our region. Hosted by the SADC Secretariat with the support of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and International Trade of Zimbabwe, the University of Zimbabwe, and the Embassy of Germany in Gaborone. And this lecture dives into the discussion about regional integration and economic development with the key voices that are shaping SADC's future. Join us at the University of Zimbabwe for exchange on SADC's common future and aims to sensitize the public to the advantages and successes of promoting and deepening SADC's regional integration. So you might be surprised that I picked out here the German Embassy. And the reason why is we have got 120 people currently in jail. Every single person in the whole world has been calling for the release of these people. Some of them have got over 50 days in jail without trial. And most of these guys, some of these embassies, for example, the German embassy, they have not said anything about the incarceration of these people. And they continue to pour millions into SADC, which is going to be headed by Mnangagwa. But the sponsorship of this lecture by Mnangagwa on the Building Research Capacity and Innovation Ecosystem for a Sustainable Industrialized SADC Economy is an endorsement by the German Embassy in Gaborone of Mnangagwa. They should not have involved themselves here and even put their name out as the sponsors of this event. And I'm not taking this lightly. This is terrible. And this is basically sponsorship of Mnangagwa's activities, especially in Zimbabwe. We have been saying here, and personally myself, I went to Gaborone and Botswana, and we've raised these issues. What Mnangagwa is doing is illegal and it's dangerous. And also, the young guys who are currently in jail, they don't deserve to be in there. And the international community must be supporting the calls for the release of these people. They say nothing. They don't mention the fact that we've got all these people in jail. In exchange, they go and sponsor Mnangagwa's lecture. And this is crazy. I don't think there is a bigger mistake that an embassy can ever make than what the German Embassy of Botswana, of Gaborone, have done here. What I was expecting these guys to do was to withdraw the 15 million euros that they've committed to SADC through the CASA project, where they're dealing with all these countries until Mnangagwa addresses the human rights situation in Zimbabwe. But they've not done so. And so we're going to continue seeing Mnangagwa continue. He feels like no one cares about what's happening in Zimbabwe. It doesn't matter if he locks up 120 people in jail and doesn't try them. No one cares. All the embassies are just going to sit there, and German embassy is going to continue and sponsor an event and even put their name next to Mnangagwa here. You can see who's going to be the speaker here. His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Zimbabwe, Comrade Dr. E.D. Mnangagwa. The reason why Mnangagwa is speaking at all these functions is because presidents from other SADC countries are boycotting these things. The senior officials are boycotting the events where Mnangagwa is speaking. So we would expect other international bodies to also boycott. We explained here last week during the SADC Industrialization Week how everyone quickly left the country and they did not sit in Zimbabwe and wait for this thing to develop, this human rights crisis which we are seeing to develop. But the German guys, they've made a big mistake here by sponsoring this event, and I hope that they withdraw themselves from such a thing. This is crazy, and we don't support what Mnangagwa is doing. Myself personally, I don't have a doubt that Mnangagwa is wrong. He is violating the human rights of young people and locking them up in jail. And every day, every single day you see me here, I'm not going to even talk about anything else. This is currently the most important thing happening in Zimbabwe, the incarceration and the jailing of young people right now who have been hunted down and locked up because of this SADC. And going to today, the non-state actors function for SADC did not kick off. I'm sure this is a continuation of the confusion that is taking place. People don't know when things are happening, and there is currently confusion on who is communicating on behalf of SADC. So it's crazy. This is the situation with the SADC summit. As it comes closer and closer, more things are going to happen. But to me, the disappointment that I've had today is what the German embassy has done, which is to endorse Mnangagwa and his lecture at the Great Zimbabwe, at the University of Zimbabwe, which is going to be on the 15th. So that is the 2024 SADC public lecture. And what I would expect is let Mnangagwa do his thing, don't get involved, don't participate if you're an embassy, and make sure that the SADC secretariat feels it, that they should not be going along with whatever Mnangagwa is doing. No one is speaking up. That is why these people are still locked up. No one is speaking up. Everyone is moving around like a sheep, a little sheep, or a bunch of sheep there at Harare. The SADC guys are not even questioning to say, is it true that we've got all these people locked up? Why are they locked up? When are they being released? When are they appearing in court? These questions need to be raised. You can't have such a big summit in Zimbabwe and the people who are attending that summit don't say anything about the human rights abuses that are taking place under Mnangagwa. And then you're going to have that same Mnangagwa as chairperson of SADC going on for the whole year. I think this is something that needs to be questioned and questioned very hard. Not in a, we're not going to take this lightly at all. Then let's read some comments here before I go. Mukuma Martin says, Gambakwe all along have been telling us that we're coming for SADC. Update us when I land in Harare. Tomorrow morning, you're going to see me in Harare for the SADC non-state actors. I'll be over there. Mukuma Martin, if you want to catch me, you can come and catch me over there. Let's go to Mukoma Malandela. Bernard, other countries don't worry about Zimbabwe. They want to keep so far so that they looks better. Yes, I'm starting to believe what you're saying. I'm starting to believe that countries don't see how bad the situation in Zimbabwe is. And 50 days in jail for attending a meeting, that's a bit crazy. In fact, it's a lot crazy. You cannot lock up people like that. And then these countries, they just behave as if nothing is happening. You're attending the summits. This is where you need to show your social responsibility. Where are the ethics of these countries and companies that are attending this SADC thing? When you know very well that Mnangagwa is continuing with repression after rigging the election, which is in the SIOM report, why do these countries behave as if nothing is happening and as if Mnangagwa is legitimate? Mnangagwa is not legitimate, and this is something that needs to be made clear. If you isolate Mnangagwa, he's going to stop his behavior. But if you continue like this, he's going to continue doing what he's doing. And then Mkoma Falcon says, please, Gambago, don't go to Zimbabwe. We'll miss news from you. I will go to Zimbabwe, guys, at some point. And I say tomorrow I'm attending the non-state actors. No one in Zimbabwe is going to arrest me. I can assure you of that. And then violating our right to a better life. Yes, German Embassy. If someone knows their number, phone those guys. tell them to disassociate themselves with what Mnangagwa is doing. This public lecture by Mnangagwa, sponsored by the German Embassy of Botswana, this is an outrage. I cannot believe that the German Embassy has allowed their name to be used in this kind of thing. I cannot believe it. It's unbelievable. So we need to stop this kind of behavior where international organizations don't hear our cries. No one is listening to the cries of 78 young people who have been in jail for the past 50 days without trial. They've been denied bail and they've been sitting in jail only for attending a meeting. And last week, we've got 4 more people arrested. We've got Bishop Nyamakanga in jail. We've got Jacob Ngaruvume in jail. And we've got even more people that we can't even mention here who've been arrested in Bulawayo, Kariba, and Mutare. There's a clampdown currently by Mnangagwa. And all this is not visible to the German embassy. They just continue. And I expect to see them disassociating themselves with this statement by SADC. So I would like to end here. Tomorrow is Defense Forces Day, and we're going to go to Heroes Day. So 12 and 13, our document is almost ready. We're working on a number of documents on a framework for the development of Zimbabwe 50-year strategy. How do we develop our country over the next 50 years? And if you want to participate in developing that document, you can WhatsApp me on that number, and we'll give you access to talk to us and say what you think we should do and whether we're in the right direction or not. There is a critical need for dialogue in Zimbabwe, and the dialogue must be political dialogue. We also need a military-led economic development strategy for Zimbabwe. Rapid industrialization cannot happen at the speed at which it's been happening over the past 100 years. We need a massive change going forward. And what is most important is for us to have a transitional system. Mnangagwa stepped down. We have a transitional system which goes for about 10 years, after which we're going to have reforms and fresh elections by around 2040. So this is something that I've been saying for a very long time. Now we need to reduce this to a document and make sure that our country does well. Our country is in a deep crisis, and we need to shout loudly. Do not sit there and be quiet when all this is happening. Everyone must make a lot of noise until these people are released. 120 people in jail by Mnangagwa. Mnangagwa arikuuraya vanhu nenzara. Mnangagwa is destroying our country, and we need a fresh new start, fresh ideas in our country. So that is all I want to say for today. I'll be with you again in the morning at 5 a.m. Every day at 5 a.m. we'll give you a news update. Thank you very much, Mkoma Joseph. Don't go to Zimbabwe, bro. Zimbabwe is a mess. I'm so worried about all the concern that you guys have for me. But the story is just starting. We have to do a lot to bring our country to a point where it's a proper country. Right now, it's just a terrible disaster. I'd like to thank all of you for watching, and a good night.